Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Bitcoin collapse Sunday night, 86,000. 75K on the horizon. Let's see. BTC. Yeah, there we go. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get that music up and running. Let's put the lemon into the water. Crazy morning, stressful night, Sunday night, absolute complete dumpage. So they give you a Thanksgiving breakfast and just an absolute dump on Sunday. Hydrate very well. I had to work out so hard this morning. Get the yayas out. I'm telling you, working out will get you going. First thing you do that day that says you're committed to something, and then you get it done. The rest of the day, you could keep pushing. Bitcoin dumping to the downside. I talked about it to the trading group. I said, it looks like we're going to dump to the downside. I said, I'm watching a flag, but here, this is the, I gave basically a video. You got to watch the video. If you don't watch the video, the updates are there, but there's going to be so much more information in the video that's going to explain what's happening. If you don't watch the video, you can't maneuver. I'm giving you key insights, and you know what I mean? Because I can't explain how to circumvent the market and how to, set yourself up to win by just posting a picture. A picture says, hey, this could happen like this. We're watching this 1 minute flag. Like maybe it breaks out. It was the model. It did make a move. But I said, I'm not in a trade right now. I'm in gold and Tesla on BTCC. So I got a gold and Tesla trade on BTCC. Last night we traded Bitcoin. Gold went down a little bit. Gold was actually pumping hard. We're up $500 on gold this morning. Gold actually took a little bit of a pullback. It's like the DXY, almost like everything is pulling back here. But Bitcoin, I mean, look at that's a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. That's a complex head and shoulder. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder to the downside, right? So that's a nasty move down for Bitcoin. It's obvious. It's a head and shoulder. It lost the 200 moving average. Bearish, right? So again, if you go back to the Discord, and even last night I was bearish, but in the Discord I said, it looks more likely like we're going to roll over, like we might come up. But I see us rolling down to $79,000 on the day. That's the most likely scenario. I still stick to that. The bot's going to be underwater yet again. It's going to take a long time for this thing to get out. It's the longest trade it's ever been in as well for me personally. So let's break it down. Let's do our top-down analysis. I get rid of the spaghetti for now. Remove the moving averages. Take a look at the monthly and see what's going on, exactly how it is. Remember, even though I was bullish on the come-up, we had the reversal. The daily, when it made a tweezer top, that's a bearish sign for me. I'm very simple. A red candle next to a green one on a time frame from the daily up. It's a bearish sign. Not a good sign. All right. Let me get this link actually to the group. I don't think the group has the link yet. I feel like we should be able to get that done by the group somehow, but I'll get it in there right now. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all. I'm going to jump on into the chat too. I'm going to check those likes. Hit that like on your way in. I know you just forgot. You're going to do it. Of course, I've forgot a couple times. I've watched streams that I love and just forgot to hit the like button because I was just watching what they were doing. I was so into the content. So it's happened. It's happened to me. So I know it's happened to you. It's okay. I know you don't mean to not hit the like button. You just forgot. It's okay. Hit that like button now. You have a chance. I won't do anything right now. You won't miss anything. All right. You have like a couple seconds here of lull time. And then we're back in action. Let me pop up the chat, see what's happening here on the live chat. Not the top chat, the live chat. They always do that. And where's Michael Pa, man? The legend of Michael Pa. All right. The legend of Michael Pa. Dang it, I did it. Why would you do a long because of the Discord? You don't make any sense. You don't do anything because of the Discord. You do it because of yourself. Anyone that says I did a long because of the Discord is not paying attention. You're blaming somebody else for your behavior. All I am is an educator. I'm giving you years of probability. You don't do anything because of anybody else but yourself. When you hit the button, it's you. When I hit the long button, it's not because of someone's Discord. It's not because of Twitter. If you just said it's because of the Discord, you are setting yourself up for absolute disaster. If you've learned the education, so basically you watched the video that told you that we were likely dumping, and then you went all in on a flag on the 1 minute on a Monday when I said I'm not trading it. So I said I'm not trading it. So look at this. I'm not in a day trade right now for Bitcoin. Right? But you decided to open up a trade anyway. So I don't understand. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Not making sense, right? Again, if I listen to every comment there, it would drive me insane. Shout out to Spoons made me fat. I love you. This guy's awesome. I love that comment. Spoons made me fat. The fork made me overweight. I got overweight because the forks. What? I love that. It's a beautiful metaphor, man. So as long as the monthly can stay above this monthly support, we're okay. But it looks unlikely. It looks like we're headed down to 70,000. You know, I'm just surprised that wasn't the beginning, or maybe we do get, a relief rally here. I'm still looking for this right shoulder, even if we're bearish. Still looking to make some money here. Nothing goes down forever. And we've had almost 3 months now of downside. Bitcoin's never had 3 months straight. It's always had a green candle after 3 months. Oh, no, actually, I can't say never. This time it was 6 months there, right? Or right there was 6 months. But there was 2 months of pump, 2 months of pump, a month, 3 months. There was 3 months there, you see? And we went over this the other day, but, so come on, Bitcoin. There's got to be a relief at one point. You can't dump forever. For crying out loud. Like, geez. Anyway, I also thought he was looking long, but I went short and cooked. I called the comments in the chat. Good of all your heart and not just one. Yeah, I didn't. See, I also thought he went long. See, why? I said I'm not in a trade. I clearly said I'm not in a trade. I am not in a day trade. And I said I'm watching the 1 hour inverted head and shoulders, but we are likely going lower. I basically told you we're going lower. If you watched the video told you that the probability was low. And then I said I'm not in a trade. It's just so weird. People are like, I thought he was going long. Yeah. Lifers should know that Monday mornings is, I don't trade Monday mornings. So Bitcoin, looking like it's coming down to $81,000. And again, what a beautiful day it is to be alive. Always be grateful for every single moment. I'm so grateful I worked out today. Got the hardest workout done. I do this hard workout on every single Monday. If you want to do it, just type in level 6 exercise. Type in level 6 exercise. It's so simple. Killer body workout right here. But just, level 6 exercise, and it's the first thing that comes up. And my goodness, this will, oh my God, it's 5-year-old workout. This thing will, look at the dude doing it. If you could keep up with it. It took me a few months just to do it all the way, like the right way. And it still kicks my butt. So I feel amazing because I worked out. I hope you took care of your body, or if you're, you have a workout later on today, whatever you do, make sure today in the 24 hours that you're away, or 16 hours of the 24 hours in a day, there's got to be an hour there, 30 to an hour dedicated to working out. Taking some type of physical, walking, doing something for yourself. Please, it's part of trading for me. I wouldn't be a good trader if I didn't work out. So important. So the monthly looks like it's headed lower, but it still is above support. We'll see what happens. 2-week chart was looking like a tweezer bottom. Nope, gave it all back. The weekly had a tweezer bottom. It closed. It's now a bearish engulfing. It gave it all back. Nasty, right? You do see some support here right on the weekly. It's right at support now. It loses this support, you see, which it looks like it is. It goes down to 78,000. It loses 78K on the weekly. It goes down to 70,000. So you can see, you lose this, boom. You're going to drop to 78K. That's a $7,000 move very fast. 5-day chart, bearish engulfer, even after we had a possible tweezer bottom. 3-day chart gave it all away, and that's when I slap on the moving averages. We lost the 200. Again, I told you I was bullish here. Dang, that's it. It's a wrap. Like, it had to stay above the 200 moving average. So I had to clip my trade right there, lose a couple racks. Sucks. It's not fun. It is what it is. But hey, I ended up shorting, making $500 back. I made another trade, so what I'll do is it's not a big deal. I'll just keep trading through it. All right, but dang, that was going to be the thing is, I'm not stressed about the loss. It could have been a motherload trade. The 300 can be the 200 moving average can be an absolute game changer. And then I talked about when this red candle closed next to the green one, tweezer top. Real simple stuff. It's like people use 100 indicators. I'm losing. The candle bodies are so powerful. And that has a nasty measured move. You could say, okay, the first leg is here. But to me, it'll go the whole leg. Like, that's the whole leg because there was really no consolidation. So that tells me you could head all the way to $66,000 BTC without a problem. And you can see all this red now. Closest red now, again, is down to 80K. So Bookmap's been erratic. Had a bunch of liquidity up here, didn't go to it. Right? You can't trust anything. That it still says, though, it never lost the $75,000, $77,000 level, though. And it still has deep red down there as well. So even when we went up, remember, we still had deep red. Right? Wish I could show my home gym photo. Join the trading group, and you can send it to the group, and I'll put it up. I'll put it out. Yeah. Take your losses for Bitcoin and put the rest of your capital in UFD. It has a lot more growth opportunity than Bitcoin. UFD? Isn't that UFD? What is UFD? Unicorn fart dust? Are you serious? He's joking. I think he's definitely joking. It's in a bear flag. It's exploding. You guys are crazy. I would stay away from that. Anyway, but yeah, Bitcoin looks like it's going lower. $77,000 BTC. Possibly all the way down to $66,000. So I see a move down for BTC. I really do. This is the bigger move. And, you know, anyone who says we're not in a bear market, when you're below the daily 200 moving average for more than 2 weeks, you are in a bear market, folks. I'm sorry. That is just the facts. All right? Just take a deep breath and say, we're in a bear market, deal with it, and you're going to be okay. Stop listening to people that tell you you're in a bull market. This is, you know, the rallies don't end like this. Just stop, okay? Just stop. Listen to what's happening. Pay attention to the charts. All right? Nasty move on Sunday night. It's funny, man, in the middle of the Sunday night. Right in the middle of, you know, right before Sunday night football or during football. Blast. Yeah. Hey, Lifer, can you check SPY, SPY? No, I'll check the S&P futures, though. So, look, let's take a look here at the 22, the 12-hour, and send in a super chat if you want an official deep dive or you want me to go over a coin. Yeah, send in that super chat. So, bear flag here, and you can see it's continuing down. Stochastics, 21-day moving average. There's a chance this was the right shoulder. It was making a flag. It could have pumped. You never know. Nobody knew for sure it was going to happen. What we could see was the 2-hour 200. And I kept saying, man, if that thing loses. And look at the 4-hour now. The 4-hour basically made a double top cat ears and just collapsing. Absolutely collapsing. And you could see, I mean, there's just, yeah, fine. There's going to be a little bit of support at 82,350. So Bitcoin's going lower. You can see it's going lower as we speak. We talked about the 2-hour. It had to stay above the 200 moving average. If that stayed above, man, there's a chance we were going to get a pump. But wow, we lost the 200 and collapsed to the downside. Then we made a descending triangle here and continued further. There is a measured move here to the downside. It's just all bearish. Just like I've done TA, that's all bullish. Right? Look, I mean, the stochastics went up and price went down. I mean, that's so bearish. Like it's horrible. So this is what I see happening. Even if you get a bit of a bounce here, look for this to make a descending triangle and continue further to the downside. So yeah, I would look for the 21 to come up the price action. Come down, actually, right? I'd look for this to get tight, and I'd look for us to go further down. Looks like that could be a nice short when the 21 comes into play there for BTC. So I see short for Bitcoin, more downside, right? And that's it. I mean, it's pretty simple to me. $85,000 BTC. Might get a bit of a bounce, might continue to collapse here. Either way, I see more downside for Bitcoin. There's a death cross coming on the 1-hour time frame. Yeah. You double topped here. You basically made a head and shoulder pattern. We went over it very thoroughly. And I knew that if the 2-hour lost the 200, we were cooked. And both of those things happened. And we even saw the cat ears on the live. Remember I said this could be cat ears. And someone's like, cat ears? That's a thing. Remember someone commented on the live stream. They said, that's a thing? I said, it is. It is a thing. All right. Shout out to the 1,500 people here on the stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. Should be 1,500 likes here on the live. Thank you. How do you feel about altcoins? I appreciate you. I got over altcoins a long time ago. It's funny. No one will believe this, but if you watch, you can actually, it's verified. You can watch my live stream at 10 in the morning, which was a Friday on 10/10. I said, man, the market doesn't look, I kept looking at altcoins, and I'll go back to show you what I was looking at. Look at this though. Trador just continues to pump. It goes from $1.90 to $5.60. What the heck is going on? And this is like it's like a AI DeFi protocol or something like that, right? I looked it up earlier this morning. Oh, multi-chain DeFi, right, is the fastest, friendliest way to trade options and perps on the web, mobile, and Telegram. With less money up front, enjoy private one and tap trades with no hidden costs. Interesting, Trador. But for whatever reason, it's on fire today. So crazy. Absolutely on fire. Look, I wouldn't jump in, but I'd look for it to flag. If that can flag out, you never know. Maybe it continue. It's on an absolute tear. That's insanity. Oh, yeah, I was in the middle of showing you. Oh, yeah, so we look at Solana. So I remember on 10/10, I looked at Sol, Tether, right? Wow, Sol down to 124, getting absolutely pounded. And again, so I'm going to explain that right now. So I looked at the daily on Sol a long time ago. And I said, even if it's bullish, this was like on 1010, right? So this was like right here, 1010. And I was like, I said, wow, even if it's bullish and it bounces, right? And this was a lot. I said, it goes up, it goes down, it gets tight. I said, it doesn't break out till February. I said, that means if I sell it right now, I can get back in probably, you know what I mean? Like around the same price. And then I was like, fine, I can go lower and hold forever. It might dip and make a double bottom. This could be a double top. This looks like a shoulder, a head, right shoulder. That would take it somewhere down to like 24, 30 bucks. So I have to be honest, man, it looks so bearish. So at this point, I sold off like more than half my altcoins on 1010. I just started selling, and that was before the crazy, I don't know why. I mean, on 1010, I was just like, it was a Friday afternoon. I came to the realization, I said, man, this doesn't make sense. I said, even the best coin, I said, even if it's strong, it's going to consolidate for the next 6 months. I said, I might as well take my capital out this market. I can swing trade in February when the altcoins get fun again. I said, why should I keep my money in this market? So I sold out of there, and then a few weeks later, I sold out again in the next little pump. I did keep Solana. I bought back some Solana. I kept some Bitcoin, you know, and I turned everything else into Tether, man. And I said, I'm done with this. I turned some of the Tether into a classic car, you know, seriously. And then I, put the other away for a rainy day to use when the market's better. You know, I'll start trading gold and Tesla. I'll trade something better. So like, no, I am done with altcoins. Yeah, I'm done. And I think because I'm a trader, man. I live to make money trading. I don't live to hold things for 5 years straight and watch them do nothing. Some may still pump. Like I still hold some Caspa. I still hold some Cardano. Like I didn't sell everything. I only held what I believe could come back in 5 years from now. Like things that would actually be real. But like things I thought were real. Atom was a real ecosystem. It wasn't a pump or dump coin. It was a real ecosystem. It stayed strong for years. Nothing. You know what I mean? It had the Kepler. It had a whole DeFi system. It worked amazing. Like nothing ever went wrong with it. It never had any exploits. It was strong. You know, like there was no reason. It actually had utility. Nothing. Right? So like I went the conservative route. I put money in on them. I went the hot route. I put money in Pepe and memes. I did it all. And thank goodness I took profits along the way. Because wow, they just demolished this market. So let's take a look at the smaller time frames for Bitcoin. I do see it headed further to the downside. Yeah, look at this dumpage. I mean, look at it's like a shady M pattern there. You can almost say like that's your measure. It's like a descending triangle kind of right there. Complete collapse here for the 15-minute time frame as well. Just complete, utter collapse for Bitcoin. It loses the 200 moving average. It's gone. The 200 is such a beautiful place to short, such a beautiful place to long. It's amazing. You can just sit on it and wait for us to lose it, short it, wait for us to gain it. And then there's chops sometimes. If you use proper risk management and move the stop into position, it doesn't matter if you hit the chop. If 2 out of 6 hit the big dump, you're good to go, or the big pump. It doesn't matter, right? So that's already in the money from when I put that out there, 84,455. It already started to dump. My goodness. 84,000 for Bitcoin. Absolute collapse. It was like 90,000 yesterday. 90. It's crazy how fast Bitcoin goes down 7,000. 8,000 bucks and a pop. I think we hit the high end. 93K was the area to sell. That was the next resistance where I felt we would have some resistance. And then a slow drop. Wow, this thing's continuing to dump. 84.7. Trying to make some sense of when we'll end this pain here. And look, you lost the 1 minute 200 moving average. You made a shoulder, head, shoulder. You made a complex head and shoulder. It was right there. You collapsed, felt the head and shoulder pattern. Like, it's so, trading tells you what's going to happen. People just use their emotions. So you got to wake up with a clean slate every day and say, whatever the market tells me, I'm going to do. You can't wake up telling yourself, oh, I saw last time, I'm definitely going to long, you know, no. Whatever happens, happens. So if you need a bullish divergence to get out of this, you need an inverted head and shoulder, you need something. And this is just going to continue to go further to the downside. So crazy. Absolutely absurd. Wow. Nuts. And so either you get a V-shaped recovery now and some type of inverted head and shoulder, which is possible, but it's more likely you just draw a bear flag. And you're going to come to the bear flag. And so you stay on the 1 minute now until you get some type of, until you stop this pain. That's how price action works. People are going to flock to the stream now because this is the stream that tells people, like, they don't know when it's going to end. They're looking at red candles on the 1 hour. They have no idea. They come to this stream, they see a calm, cool, collected person looking at the charts, seeing what's happening. All right. Someone said paper hand gets shredded. See, that's the thing. No. This is where paper hands, actually diamond hands, get shredded right now. Yeah, it was good to have paper hands. Paper-handed people have money now, and they have paper in their hands. It's actually the other way around. I believe the whole paper-handed idea is to keep you broke. Keep calling people paper-handed so they keep holding. Oh, you're paper hand, so you'll hold crap. You know, you'll hold Pepe to the end of time. My whole thing is calling, you know what I mean? That whole diamond hand, paper hands, all that. To me, that's just a ploy to get you to hold a bunch of garbage coins. I'd rather be paper-handed and have a Lambo in the garage than be paper-handed and holding crap that goes to zero. You know what I mean? I got to be honest. Yeah. Like they taught people to say paper-handed because they want you to be broke. Yeah, they want you to have no paper in your hands. Yeah, no lie. Like, it's funny, paper-handed, but there's no paper. Like, you got nothing. You're sitting there with a dream and a hope that you're going to get somewhere every single time. How many times is that going to play out? I've been burnt so many times by that game. I'm done doing that, and I'm not going to lead people to slaughter. You know? When hopium is gone is when we pump. Yeah. Honestly, the hopium has been gone. People don't realize that. That's when you're in a bull market. They bring you down, and when the hopium's gone. We are in a bear market. The hopium is, there's no hopium, folks. Now it's bull gas. It's bear gas. Like, now you got to be excited. It's the other way around. Just like you're happy when it pumps and there's bullish momentum, now you got to be happy for bearish momentum. Like, get ready to short this market and make money. You got to flip your bias and get ready to get paid with the trend. All right? Very important. Very important. Exactly. I'm happy we're dumping for the beginning of the month. I don't know about you guys, but I'm cozy. Yes and no. You'd want to dump at the beginning of the month, but not like this. I thought about you a lot throughout the last few days because just like you, I understand the candles, right? And I understand what I want to see. But you don't want to dump this deep, Master Friend. Yeah. Like, by now, actually, on a green candle month, you'd kind of want a reversal. At least, I mean, look at this. You don't even have a beginning of a wick yet. Now, maybe you're right. Maybe we turn into a big wick. It could be the first week of dumpage. And it could turn into a beautiful week, a month. But I'll have to be honest with you. One thing I will say, there's not much of a wick to the upside, which is a good sign. Had we dumped up hard and then came back down and already had a bearish wick like this or that, that's somewhat of a good sign. And we'll see. There's a chance we bounce from here, but man, and we're right at, you know, we're going to come right to support there at 82.5. But we're losing key areas. No, I said this last night. I said the hope for everyone is that, I said this last night. If you watch my live stream, I actually should go find it. And it basically said, you know, the only hopium is most green candles had a wick to the upside. You see? So that means they dumped first before they pumped up. You know? Well, and then we could go into the daily and look at how the weeks played out. That's something we could do. We could look at, you see, that would be fun for me, but people would probably leave the stream. But I would sit here and watch every single wick here, right? I would zoom into it, put lines, then I would look at the daily, and I would look at how the daily candles played out. Like, was it a dump for a whole week? You know what I mean? So you could just see, like, did this wick end after a week? Was it 2 weeks? Was it 4 days? And just get, you know, I'd get some information there, all right? All that, to me, comes into play over time. Stuff like that is what I'm looking for, yeah. Is exactly. No matter what will happen, alts won't recover. In my humble opinion, most alts will not recover. No. The narrative is dead. The idea that you could make money off of alt, like they beat that down. You have to remember that comes from a lot of YouTubers telling that idea. And those YouTubers are gone, man. Go look at you. I don't watch YouTube much anymore, but I'm pretty sure all those VIP, come join my Discord, I'm pretty sure those people are gone. Yeah. Because they were going off of hype. Like they could only sell a market that actually had fake news, fake pumps. They couldn't sell you a real market. No. They couldn't sell you a real skill. They didn't know how to trade. They were young kids that had learned how to find coins. You know what I mean? Got some insider group and we're pushing, insider coins on you. Like, you know what I mean? The same as the cabals in the DeFi section. No coin was real. There was like one or two meme coins that actually were real, like Turbo. But even if they were real, they got taken by a group that turned them into something different. So like there was really no organic meme. I'm sorry to say. There wasn't. It was all a lie. You were told a lie by an insider group of people that were scheming on us, all on me, on all of us. I know exactly who they are. They still continue to do so and hang out like they're part of crypto. They're horrible people. They have no business being on Twitter or anywhere else. I wish I could call them out, but when I do, I just sound like a hater. But I attempt to protect people, but I leave it alone. But I think most people know who they are. And I think over time, everyone will know who they are. So it's okay. Like God will clean them up. Like I don't have to clean them up. But it gets my gut though when I see people that are horrible and they claim to represent the space. And the sad thing is they become the most popular too online. And they do wreck the space. It's really whack. So they somehow get, Alex Becker, Alex Becker is just a funny dude that put all his money in alts and is going to lose. And that's okay. And he has enough money to lose, it won't matter. So, no, Alex is fine. If you really listen to Alex, then you were on the wrong spot anyway. Like the guy claimed he never knew a thing about technical analysis. Like he never even claimed to be smart. Dude's super intelligent when it comes to selling SaaS and making online businesses. Like he's made millions of dollars. Like he's a very smart individual. Like he can throw money around. No, not Alex. Alex is a good dude. He's misunderstood. He doesn't, he probably has no business telling people what to buy or sell, and he really doesn't. But, at the same time, he's fine. No, he's cool. And I'm not going to mention anyone because I don't mention people's names unless it's in a positive light. I think Alex is a nice guy. I think you can learn from Alex, from what he's done in his life. As an investor, he's a poke fun crypto guy. Again, he only gets views when, if the market's ripping huge, right? It's like, he can't teach you something about cryptocurrency. He can only show you what anyway. So when the market, here's the deal. Let me explain. You have a bunch of coins in the market. And when the market's regular, you trade and you learn how to trade. When the market gets out of control, you have people on Twitter that say something and make coins pump. So once the market gets out of control, you have to now speculatively invest. For me personally, I have to start watching what people are saying and I just get into what people are, and you can make a lot of money, but a lot of money out there, And so I change the way I trade when the market changes. You see what I mean? Because you have to. Like, why would I, And I become far more speculative because people sneeze on coins and they pump. Look at this. I mean, this is free fall. This is free fall liquidations here. It can't stop. It won't stop. Free fall liquidations. Attempting a bullish divvy here now on the 1 minute. But there's just no stopping this train. What a bloodbath. I told you it's going to go short, man. Probabilities were telling us what was going to happen. Now there's a chance we could invert. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'm always open-minded. You see, I'm always open-minded for the what if. Because that's how I can find the next possible move. If I tell myself what's happening, no. Yeah. Honestly, I can't say either, but Jennifer, that dude has been the worst. He is the worst. Like, I paid attention to him like 4 years ago. I can't anymore. Yeah. I can't. Yeah. Someone said the longs at 74,000. Honestly, I'm taking this one day at a time. Yeah. Yeah. Reverse judgment for alts when liquidity is flowing, which happens next year, not this year. Yeah. I have a short at 29x. God bless you, brother. You're going to make some gains, or I would be taking profits. So look at this here. Further to the downside, possibly going down to 82,963. Yeah. Yeah. Crypto RS is the, oh my gosh. It's over. ETH 11% down. Kind of crazy. Yeah. Sam, based on your experience, which exchange offers the best yield for stablecoins, Bitcoin and Ethereum? I don't know, honestly. I don't do a lot of that. I used to do it on Coinbase for 4%. Used to make 4%. Well, you can, I think you can make that in the bank account now, too. So it's kind of like... Adam was given 13%. That was the best one. You can look at the chart, but when Chinese traders decide to dump, the charts don't care. Yeah. Everyone thinks they're the best at their present space, but there really no one owns it and no one has exclusive rights. If anyone can represent the space, it's open to everyone. No, there's some people that are actually using it to scheme on you, though, like every single day. It's a little different, man. Everyone, please like the stream for the lifer. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Biggest trash market. We're at 125K complete weeks ago and been waterfalling down to 84K. That's insane. It really is. It really is. Like, you'd think we'd have, like, some relief. Honestly, ever since 1010, that liquidity run was just so odd. I have to be honest. Yeah. Sam, I placed a long on your suit game. That's funny, man. Even you could represent, but maybe you choose and people follow you because they choose to. It's that simple. No, 100%. People are going to do what they want to do. Yeah. Exactly. What are you doing there, sweetie pie? You've got your own car key, sweetie pie? You've got your own car key, sweetie pie? Maybe in here? Oh, you're on camera now. We found you. I take care of my stuff. Just put your car keys away when you're done with them. Just have one place for them every day and put them there when you're done. Maybe.
I found them. I'll take these.
Yeah, I need it.
That's my car.
I love you, sweetheart. Don't be mean to me in front of people, okay? Let them think you're nice to me, all right? Blessings to the family. Much love. Yeah, I'm still speculating about the shakeout at a pump later. When that relief pump comes, will there be any people left? Yeah. This could be inverted head and shoulder of the 1 minute. It could be. I see what you're saying. It's more likely not, though. You have to start just assuming you're going further down every time now. You see, like, you got to, but before we were in a market that could go either way, and I think, oh, we could bounce. And you would always see me, but now you don't do that. Like, now you switch to bear the whole time. Because the thesis is that every time you're more bearish, you're gonna be benefited for it. So, no pants. No, we got pants on. Always have pants on. Khaki pants, like a copper. They're like a copper colored pants. I love these pants. My favorite pants of the game, baby. Shout out to the 1,600 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get the like buttons going. Can Bitcoin hold off and hold monthly support at 82.5? Can we bounce back again? Back to the upside. False move Monday as well, too. I don't trade Monday mornings. They are sketchy and shady. I trade Monday night after 6 p.m. That's when I start to get busy. I tend to be very light on Monday afternoon. So look, could we make an inverted head and shoulder here for Bitcoin and save the day? Somehow get back up there? There's a chance first. And again, it's that same old story. The 5 second would have to get above the 200 moving average first. Then we'll get above the 30 second. Then it will get above the 1 minute. When the 1 minute gets this far for the 200, it's a massive dump. Right? Wow, we are donezo, cooked, boiled like a lobster, somebody says. Flattened like a pancake. Yeah. And you gotta be quick with it. Price action doesn't wait for no man. You got to be able to change and bop and weave at the speed of light. You got to be able to see 4 different things at once, 2 different things at once, and be able to maneuver. Yeah. Let's get back to that gold trade I put up on BTCC. Wow, it was up way nicer though. Dang, come on, gold. Oh yeah, I did see that like gold would retrace though. Now I remember what I talked about on gold. Let's see. If you look at the daily gold, you can see gold hit the top of the channel. You could say, no, it broke out. Either way, it looks like it's going to have to consolidate. Just, hang out. But we're bullish on gold here. Stop loss below 3,949. Take profit at 5,425. We'll make ourselves 11 grand. Or we'll lose 2 grand. Let's go, baby. 11,000 on gold. And I got a Tesla call too as well. Tesla doing well. Up 56% on the call at 409. I'm looking for Tesla to stay inside this bigger, right? This bigger ascending triangle. Come up, make a right shoulder. It'll take some time. Like the bigger pump won't come till maybe February 1st or 2nd. It starts to actually blast. But I'm just preparing myself, getting ready. Might even add to the trade in there. So I like Tesla. I like gold. So he said, Sam, I joined the group 4 days ago. This has been nothing but amazing. I subscribed for 1 month and already made the money back. I'm going for an annual next month. You're the man. Vedigo, thank you for saying that. That's amazing, dude. I didn't ask anyone to say that. And in the toughest market, where people are getting their butts handed to them, they're depressed, retail's getting served. This guy joins the group 4 days ago, makes his money back, and he wants to now join for the year, next month. Thank you very much. And he doesn't even want to pay for the discount. He's going to pay full price for the year. Some people say, you know what, Sam? I love what you do. I'd rather pay $999 than $777. That's how much I love you, man. So, hey, I took a snapshot of people laughing at my call when someone asked when Bitcoin was going. Finally, I was reading the charts correctly. God bless you, bro. Amen. If people laugh at you, usually you're correct, right? Because they're like, no way. People don't think things can happen the way they can. Nice little recovery off the bullish divvy there. But I ain't that guy. I don't play around in here anymore. I used to. I mean, a massive move down usually gives you, that's a crazy move down. Let's get back up to 85,000 at least. We'll see what happens, but dang. I'm still open-minded. This is just making some type of bear flag here. Now we need the right shoulder. We got the inverted head and shoulder. Now we need the right shoulder. Shout out to the 1,700 people here on the stream. If you told me I was going to have 1,700 people watching me years ago, I would have been like, are you kidding me? That's impossible. There was only 3 people watching me just 4 years ago. Shout out to my whole team that works tirelessly. Shout out to JB, Sean, editors, Lakochi, my wife, and every single person. Shout out to my man Shannon. Shout out to everyone that helps us in some way, shape, or form. Twitter reps, anyone that's there to be a guiding light for me because, hey, I jumped into this full force years ago, and now here we are. One of the best trading groups in the game, one of the most known trading icons in the industry, the lifers, baby. Everyone knows you. If you tell someone you're a lifer, they know who you are. They know what group you're with. They know what you represent. They know who your mentor is. They're like, oh, okay. You're one of those. Hardcore about what you do. No jokes, no play. You don't play games. That's a lifer. Someone that takes it a little too seriously. But hey, we don't play around. Guess you could say now we're in some type of ascending triangle here. And you zoom out too. Here at this point, you want to zoom out. BTC, USD. What I like to use is the Bybit spot chart and the Binance spot chart. And I just go back in between them both. Nice. That you should make a little right shoulder there. That's a beautiful inverted head and shoulder. But you want to see the 1 hour. You want to see if you're getting a green candle when the 1 hour. So in 6 minutes, this 1 hour candle will close. There's some bull div technically, but I would expect it to almost just make a bear flag, right? When I'm below the 200 on the daily, 4 hour multiple time frames, then once the 1 hour loses it, I start to look for the flag to continue. So for me, and again, it's about getting in the right time. So like for me, you look for this to kind of do this, the 21 to come, and then that would be the entry. Very similar to if I was going long. It's a chance at V-shaped recoveries and it goes back above. I'll use the moving averages to figure it out. So I'm not stressed, but that's like what the short looks like to me. right? And we short it down to about 79K. And we just take the trend. It's a lower high. It told us what was going to happen. Like, we should have pumped. We didn't get the reversal. We didn't get continuation. So why should we believe that that's going to happen, right? It would have happened. Right now, it's continuation to the downside. Look at death cross coming on the 1 hour. So I see more downside, but I do see it looks like we could possibly get in like 5 to 7 hours. And that's going to be the beginning of the short. All right. I made a tiny get to the short with a small amount to practice, and I'm ready to do it again, but it seems to bubble a little. Or perhaps it's finished. Hey, you never know. All right. Yeah, what's your thoughts about MNT? Yeah, some people too overly bull posted on X every single day. They were like, your alts will be big by December. Just keep buying. Don't worry. Like, and I'm like, how could you say that? Because I had asked myself, if I wrote that, I couldn't believe that, and I do it every day. So how could someone else write that, knowing dang well that anything is possible? So I got to say that I have no idea what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I have to admit complete ignorance here on this channel, which I don't think anybody wants to do. But what they don't realize is once you admit complete ignorance, you're able to see the charts clear, because you can finally see what they're telling you, because you're not telling the charts what's happening. They're telling you. But to do that, you have to really keep yourself kind of clean. You know what I mean? Saylor bought 12 million worth, 1130. People saying he's selling or FUD spreading. Exactly. Yeah. True. Someone said Griffin is pumping that horrible coin on. That's funny. Let's look at Dex Screener real quick. I'll look at it just for fun. I mean, it's also on. It's actually on MEXC as well. Bitcoin at least showing signs of possible reversal here. Back to the upside on the 1 hour time frame. Can it hang, or is it just gonna? Honestly, it could be a symmetrical triangle. I'm bearish, but to me, it looks more like the 1 hour could take us down. I'd like to wait on that 1 hour. I like the bigger time frames. When things get crazy, I like to use the 1 hour and up, and not get too too bogged down emotionally by the smaller time frames. You think ARB is done for? I was hoping RWA would be better than most altcoins. Altcoins are garbage, man. Altcoins are altcoins. I'm sorry. Like, I'm the biggest speculator. I will tell you when I think something's hot. I love jumping in on a nice, getting in early on something and deep diving. But man, I'm all set. I'm done. It's been 8 years of me buying the lows of altcoins, waiting 2 years, selling them. I did everything right this time. I bought the fear every single time. I never chased the green candles. I was super disciplined. I bought when nobody else would buy. Seriously, like everyone else was like throwing up, well, I can't handle it, and I buy, and never got rewarded for it. So I'm not stupid. I'm not going to keep doing that. I'll hang on to a few things, and I'm willing to let them go to zero, and I'll go from there. That's it. To me, there's just there's nothing else. You know what I mean? There's nothing else. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to stack my capital, work my butt off, buy real estate, collect rents, make other forms of income, right? And that's why I teach people how to, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not just, I'm an online trader, but I'm an online entrepreneur. And I'm going to find ways to stack capital, and then I'm going to wait for better, basically, maybe there's an AI market. Maybe who knows what's going to happen, but I'm going to be open-minded, and I'm going to speculate in other places. Yeah. So that's just me. And then and then if altcoins come back and they go hard, I don't care about 100x. I don't care about 50xing anymore, because I'm done waiting. I'll just, if they get above their daily 200 moving averages and I see flags, I'm going to trade those flags up. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll show you. Let's take a look at like Sol when it had a nice run. I know exactly what I want to do and how to do it. And that's the difference between me now and me then, right? Bull markets, what happens is the asset gets above the daily 200 moving average, and then it goes for the 2-day 200 moving average, you see? Then the 3-day, the 5-day, the 7-day, right? The point is, I'm going to get in the next time altcoins break a daily 200 moving average. Until then, you're in a bear market, friends. You're in like slow accumulation range. Like, I see Solana headed down to 91. It's a double top. Look, Solana's in a head and shoulder. And this is the strongest asset with real utility, and nobody cares. What about a coin that people are just speculating on? DOT was dead to me like 4 years ago. Yeah. Number one, the head of it got involved in things that I don't want to mention, and it was weird. And so that kind of put a black, a black spot on it. And then, I don't know, people didn't really want to be associated, And you can look that up for yourself. I'm not saying a word, but just, have a bit of a research there. And so that alone, I mean, to me, that alone is enough for me. I'm all set. You know what I mean? I'm just all set. Yeah, I don't care. So in other words, I'm not into algo. I don't like who it's associated with. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to put anyone down. If you love algo, if algo is your thing, God bless you. I don't, some people I like actually like algo, and I'm not putting them down. I'm not into it. All right. It's just with who's it's associated with. I'm not even gonna say you can do your own research yet again. I'm not gonna make this show like that. But so look, I mean, you could see this move here. 86,278 or 83,083. I mean, and you gotta be more likely you're gonna dump. It's a symmetrical triangle now, technically. Or it's an ascending triangle, either one. I mean, they're both 50-50, and the trend's to the downside. A little bit of bull div there, really trying to push it in. But man. Yeah, yeah. Inverted head and shoulder there could save the day. That's a cup and handle. That's how you get a reversal. So this is where the pain stops. This is why people love coming to this channel. Because right now, look, they're looking at this. And they're wondering, like, what's going to happen. Now, the first time we actually have a green bottom on the 1 hour. There we had one. I tried along the bottom there last night, remember? And then I switched short at the right time. Thank goodness. But that would have played out. I don't mind longing these tweezer bottoms on the 1 hour time frame. They're interesting to me. It's been kind of a thing that I've been doing. Maybe not Monday morning, but it looks, wow, 15-minute got a beautiful reversal. Look, that could be an inverted head and shoulder. I just stay open-minded. I keep my mind moving. It's likely we roll over here down to 83,295. But we'll see. I don't trade Monday mornings usually. It's very hard for me because it goes against my rules. I keep my capital for Monday night. Who knows, Monday night? We don't know what's going to happen. Something big could happen Monday night. So, Caspa was pumping recently. Did it hold any of the pump? Let's take a look. It held 5 cents from 4 cents, but it's not like it was amazingly strong. Look at, like every coin in the game, I don't care what the narrative is. I don't care who the team was. What does crypto really do? And people sit there like, Byzantine fault tolerance, you know what I mean? Zero knowledge proof. I mean, zero knowledge proof is really the only thing, really, like the fact that people can hide their wealth. To me, that's it. I mean, all this stuff that they made up, all this cross-chain DeFi, all this nonsense. I mean, if speculation isn't there and there's no big money coming in, then how do you make money off of it? You can't. It's interesting, right? If we really think about it. You can make the most amazing city in the world with the fastest trains and the best tech, but if no one comes to use it, it doesn't matter. Crypto's there, but it's almost ahead of itself. You know what I mean? And people are like, okay, so you can do, right? So, man, I try to tell people to tether off, and honestly, I was tethering up constantly throughout this bull market. I kept saying, you know what? Pay the trader. This market is sketchy. Pay the trader. Pay the trader. And now I'm sitting on a pile of tether, right? Look, 190K, and and again, I almost want to just sell that Bitcoin and hold, keep it all. But it's just like I have a rule. I usually do, that would be the first time I ever sold BTC. So, gotta stick to some rules. Gotta have some rules. Bitcoin is treated like a tech stock. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And see, that's why our trading group will survive, because I think more of the trading groups, they're based on the fact that there was going to be an alt season and you could get 100 extra money and they don't teach you how to trade. They teach you how to buy garbage and hold it. And they tell you we're a buy and hold group. We're not a trading group. We're a buy and hold group. We buy and hold things. Traders lose money. Are you kidding me? It got to the point where you had to learn how to trade in this market to make money. If you didn't know how to trade, there was no money to be made. Let's get real. You know, I made $1,000 on Thanksgiving Day in 15 minutes because I knew how to trade. Thank the Lord. You know what I mean? Like I learned a skill. I put the skill to work. Unbelievable. Like that's amazing. I'm excited. You know, that means anything can happen now. Let's go. You know, like the key is to keep the losses small and the wins big. That is the key. Once you see you're in a bit of a rut, slow down the trading, reset, come back when you see a model. If you don't have a model, you got to make one. You got to figure out how to make a model. What is a model? A model is a repeating process in trading that you can kind of identify on a daily basis. A weekly basis, you know, day by day. Like I can see that when we cross the 200 and the 21 comes up and we make a flag, I can see that plays out. Even right now in the bearish times, right there, we had a nice pump there. Even in the most bearish times, my flag will play out at the right time, or I can flip it upside down and I can use my strategies to short the market. But there's basically always opportunity today. If I keep my mind right, I keep myself paying attention, and I stay open-minded. If I get in my head, I get negative, I have negative self-talk, I tell myself I suck, I tell myself the market sucks, then yes, there's probably not going to be any opportunity, and I'm probably going to sit there and dwell in my pain. But if I tell myself that anything is possible, I believe in myself, I believe that God's created a beautiful world full of opportunity, and that this day is just as special as every other day in my life, I just got to find the opportunity, then I will. I started realizing my mindset was the reason I was where I was every single time. And if you're not where you want to be in life, it has everything to do with you and nobody else. Everyone's blaming everyone else for why they're not where they want to be. It's crazy to me. Like, you're where you put yourself. When I worked the night shift, I went in for that night shift job and I took the night shift. 5 years later, oh, I'm on the night shift. What a tough life I have. I mean, but I put myself there. I put myself on the night shift. I could have gotten a day job and changed my life. I could have learned a new skill. I got what's called comfortable. I started getting comfortable in life. Comfort is the disaster of progression. We get too comfortable and we can't move forward. Right? That's that other measured move. I was like, what is that line? It was just annoying me for a second. So look, there we go, rolling over, and symmetrical triangles should dump, right? Especially in a dump. You just got to assume every 50-50 shot is a dump now. And you got to stop believing there's some reversal coming to save you. It's better off thinking we're going to continue to dump and you're in a bear market. You're going to make more money that way. Are you long as you say you're on a lifer to a non-crypto stranger? Imagine saying someone at a coffee shop, I'm a hardcore lifer. I don't mess around. Yeah, I'm not jumping on until the 2 week has a macro crossover with low Stokes and confirm bull div. Stay dry powder. I love it, brother. I'm grateful for everything I have, even when I'm lonely and suffering mentally. Yeshua is king. God bless you. I never stated a career I didn't love. Reinvented myself 3 times. Highly recommended. Live a designer life, as in design it for yourself. Love to all. Thank you. That's great, great advice from an older man that lived a beautiful life and still is living a beautiful life. I'm glad I bought silver for $19 and stopped at 30. Gold at 2K. Need multiple baskets. Oh, I got so much gold and silver. It's ridiculous. I was a silver stacker before I got into crypto. I'm talking silver at $13, $12, $15. I think the highest I ever paid was $19 an ounce. And now look at silver now, booming to the upside, right? Just doing damage. And think maybe we could trade. I didn't check that. Could we trade silver? Dude, we could trade silver, man. It's got a high spread at $50 too. So like, boom, you make a lot of money on silver. It's like trading an altcoin. You know, it's like trading the Ethereum Classic or something. Damn, I should have jumped in on that. It's just an easy, like a simple flag. And it looks like it's going to go higher. The target for silver is $75, $76. So you look for small time frame flags. Wow, there's a flag right there on silver. High ho silver away. Look at that. And look, you could trade that. I trade that with no moving averages, nothing. Just trade it. I take an exaggerated long position for silver there. Get out at 63.69. Stop loss would be deep at 55.76. And I'd go deep on that. Like, I'd go like $1,000 on that. 6,500 for 16,000. I already got 2 trades open, so I got a lot of risk out there. Highly likely. So yeah, I'm going to take that right there, 905. I'm going to dig a silver trade. I like the flag on silver. I like the daily on silver. That's what I do. I see the daily's good. I look for a flag on the 15-minute. If I see a flag, I execute on the bigger time frame. I got a gold trade, a test trade, a silver trade here on BTCC. See, I can trade the world markets. I don't even have to trade crypto on a crypto exchange. This is how the world's going to be. Everything's going to be tokenized. All right. Gold daily. Yeah, I didn't go to $100. People are so strange, man. Yeah. It was $1,000. Yeah. 1,000 for 6,000. Yeah. I've been buying silver since $50, baby. Wow, that's high. Yeah, I didn't buy silver for a long time. So we're not trading crypto anymore, just gold and silver 100%. Exactly. I'm live trading gold and silver now. 100%. I'm changing it up. Doing whatever I got to do to make gains, man. I don't give a dang. I will do whatever it takes. Options, calls, we'll rip it. We have the skills to long and short. Now we just need to find, our systems in different markets now. It's okay. We got the skill. We just need to find opportunity now to put that skill on. That's all. So Bitcoin has kind of come to a halt, at least finally. Shout out to the 1,700 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Please hit that like button. Dang, near 2,000 people here today. Wow. One of the biggest live streams in trading in crypto in all of YouTube. You're here, one of the biggest live streams that talks about trading in all of YouTube, folks. The most consistent live stream in the world. More people come here from around the world, I say, than any other stream in the game, baby. I could probably say that with a straight face. This is the hottest stream in the game. I can't believe I'm the one that runs it. I'd come to this stream if I wasn't part of it. I'd be like, man, I can't wait. Copper, platinum, cool. Yeah, we should trade copper, platinum. Let's trade it all. They got copper. They got palladium. PAX G, which is just like trading gold, so it's pointless, right? They got palladium. Funny. They got platinum. Oh, where are all their traditional stuff? Like where you go to BTC, but where do you find their traditional? I wonder where you can hit like. Funny, Giggle's still holding $100. That's interesting. People ran into Monad thinking it was hot. I told them be careful. Dude, and BTC is the best, man. I love it. They've been around for a long time. Never had a hack, never had an issue since 2014. You got Jaren Jackson Jr., man, holding us down. I got a Jaren Jackson uniform. Pretty cool. Triple J's, baby. Triple J, baby. I think he's almost 7 foot, like 6'10". You could trade silver on BTCC. BTCC. So look, I mean, eventually you're going to flag out on the 1 hour. I don't know when. Well, you will. Trust me, you don't go down for, nothing goes down forever, ever. But look, that's already in the money. Just want to make that clear. Like that trade's already in the money. But I was waiting for a better entry. We saw it on the smaller time frame. We're watching this, and this looks like it's going to continue to collapse. Somewhere down to 82,800. And Bookmap also has more liquidity to the downside, telling us we're headed all the way down to 75,750 for BTC. So more downside. You can buy options on gold and silver stocks on any major exchange. Thank you, Marcus. Find some pork bellies here. They're running hard. You're funny. I'll wait for your stream daily. You're life-changing. God bless you, Vetty Goat. I love you, man. Yeah. I know of a reliable source who sells trading by very... Oh, my God. So weird. I don't know who you are, and I have to hide you on the channel now for shilling like that. It's kind of whack. Yeah. Yeah, don't do stuff like that. If you have a reliable source, you email me and you say, hey, man, I got something interesting. You don't just come on the stream and shill garbage, man, that we don't know about. Not cool. Yeah, so I see more downside for Bitcoin. It tells me to short that puppy and short it hard. Sad to say, that's what I see happening in BTC in the markets now. Thank you so much for jumping on and becoming a subscriber. Please subscribe to the channel, everyone. I'm a mom and pop shop, small channel. I go by people subscribing. We got to 100,000 subscribers, one channel, one step at a time, one move at a time. And so it takes everything to get here, and it's each and every one of you that makes it happen. So thank you. Yeah. I've been trading metals my whole life. I started trading gold before I traded Bitcoin. Yeah. And I'll trade Bitcoin tonight. I'll be trading Bitcoin for sure. There's still awesome volatility. That's where the money's at. Yeah. Blessings from Portugal to all the crypto lifers. Thank you. Shout out to Ricardo. Why didn't you meet me in Lisbon, man? Or maybe you did. I can't remember who did. Let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. The total. This is the market cap of all of the cryptos, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Oh, no, I mean, that will be total. We'll look at total. But this is all the cryptocurrencies. And let's just talk about it. The idea was we couldn't lose that 3-day 200 moving average. We were hanging on it. Once we lose that, it's weird though. You'd think you would make at least the right shoulder here. So maybe we're coming down and make a double bottom in the right shoulder, and then we're gone. But it's just, there's no relief rally. Usually there's at least a relief rally. Like, where was that? Like, just straight down. Like, even straight up, we have a chop. What a crazy rally this was, man. We were constantly in it was like, even though we were pumping, every time we hit an all-time high, within a week, we were down. Like, we never got a high and then got to consolidate nicely and get ready for the next high. Like, every time it was like, it would look like we were going to have a nice, chill uptrend. It ripped our hearts out every 5 seconds. All-time high, then blah. Bang, right? 1 hour death cross coming. I said yesterday I settled for 84. Now it's 84. You're funny. Wow, they're chodes. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, man. October was a weird month for crypto. The uneuphoric all-time high on October 6th to the October 10th waylay been broken since. Yeah. Appreciate the heat for the heart. Yeah, I know. Agree with you. You're funny. Crypto is a circus. It's sad, yeah. It's what everyone wanted with institutions coming on board. Yeah, Phil Maniac, you're funny. It's just been up and down, man. Bitcoin's been great. And you had to take profits on Bitcoin too, even like at the top. It's like crazy. And you had to learn, the greatest thing about this market though is it taught you that trading was the key, didn't it? Like that a trader's market. It's a trader's market. It's not a buy and hold market. It's a market that you can make money consistently trading it. And it teaches you. And honestly, there was some really simple like head and shoulder on Bitcoin on the daily. Like if you knew your stuff and you were disciplined, you could have shorted that right shoulder and still been in the money. So it's like there's been beautiful opportunity here. We could only blame ourselves if we didn't make money off the market. Not getting the right education, not getting the right information, listening to the wrong people, right? So if you're focused on trading, if you're focused on learning, you're in the right place. Because that's what we're going to do. Jump on into my Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. Today is Cyber Monday, the last day for you to jump on into the quarterly or the annual. Instead of, normally $99, which is $1,200 a year, we push that down to $99, and then we push it down to $777. Most affordable Discord in the game. So, most affordable Discord in the game. Continue to watch this. Now, the more it kind of drips, the more it looks more like a descending triangle, right? But just keep assuming you're going to dump on every dump and get over the idea that you're going to reverse in some major way. That's over. All right. The trend is our friend now, and the trend's down. So shorts are in control. The shorts are going to pay more than longs. That's just it. When we're in an uptrend, the longs pay more than shorts. You got to be able to identify the trend. And it's important. It's just by saying, hey, you're below the 200 moving average. Today, we made a head and shoulder pattern and collapse from 86.6. All right. Keep changing people's lives, Sam. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. And they make it difficult when they destroy crypto, when they rock it like this. And, you know, it's like, it gets in everybody's head. And including mine. I have to push through. That's why I work out every morning. That's why I create the endorphins in my mind. That's why I go for walks with my wife. That's why I separate myself from the market when I can. Because if you think about it all day long, it'll take over and you will not be able to breathe. So. And, you know, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, Solana will probably be $500 to $1,000. Things will come back. You got to zoom out. And bear markets don't last that long. They're worse than people. They're not as bad as people think they are. They sound worse than they really are. It's still a day-by-day process. There's still opportunity. Remember, there's going to be opportunity. Yeah. Exactly. December 4th is a full moon. Full moon crypto always, not always, but most of the time. We do have a full moon coming in 3 days. I looked at the moon last night and said, man, that thing is getting full. It's almost full again. So you got to get a bounce here for total off of that support or resistance. Now it's below the 200. Now I lose a lot of faith there. When the 200, you know, and again, we have to wait for the candle to close. But man, 1 day and 8 hours, that candle closes below the 200 moving average. I don't see how we don't visit $2.45 trillion. Crazy, we still have trillions of dollars in this market. Trillions of dollars are still locked in this market. Yeah. Bitcoin liquidations today with over 6 million in leveraged positions wiped out across major exchanges as the price dropped sharply from 90 to 86,000 in 24 hours. I know, right? Sammy Cabanetti, you're so positive. It's amazing. You know, you have to be positive. Look, today could be the last day of my life. And what if I live the last day of my life depressed? That'd be pretty whack, man. I never know when I'm going to go. And so if I never know when I'm going to go, I have to force myself to be in a good mood every day. Think about it. It makes sense. Logically, let's be logical and not emotional. If we're emotional, we do whatever we want. But if we're logical, we say, hey, everyone here knows that we don't know when our last day of our lives are. We believe we're healthy. We believe things are going to go, but we don't know. No one here knows when our last day is going to be on this earth. None of us. Isn't that crazy? Not one of us knows that. You might know more about Bitcoin than the last day you're going to be here. And it's your life, right? Interesting. So we all come to that fact. So we all take a deep breath and come to the fact that we all don't know when we're going to leave. So today could be the last day of our lives, right? It could be the last thing people remember about us today. Imagine being a crab today. Imagine the last thing people remember about you was you were bitching about Bitcoin all day long, complaining about the price, sad because you didn't make enough money. I'd rather be remembered for being a positive person, for being someone who remembered every day, who felt blessed every morning, who breathed in the fresh air, you know? To me, that's the most important part. So, Bitcoin sideways price action here now on the 1 minute just in chop. Attempting a bit of an Adam and Eve here, but still to me looks like an ascending, that looks like a symmetrical triangle. I see this breaking down sooner than later, further down, and a target of about 82,359. Yeah. So that's what I see happening. I see a bear flag further to the downside coming. I do not see a reversal here for Bitcoin. I could be wrong. And again, if it does reverse, so be it. I don't trade it unless it gets above the 200 and the 21 comes and we make a flag. Then I would take that. That probably won't happen until at least 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. Yes, you are the opportunity. You have to believe you're the opportunity. You have to believe it. If you don't believe you're the opportunity, then something else will be the opportunity, right? Universe blesses those who know it's them. Isn't that weird? But you have to believe it so truly. There's no doubt in your mind that it's you. And the universe says, oh, you're the one. I have to give it to you because you know that you deserve it so much. You know, it's in the we call this the law of detachment. You're so detached from the outcome because you know it's going to happen for sure. See, someone that worries about it every time, it doesn't happen to them because they're so worried that it won't happen that the chance that it won't is big. And now they're calling that in. Once you're detached from something and you know for sure you'll get it, you're going to get it. Like, I know one day I'm going to buy a yacht, some yacht somewhere. I'll be rich enough. I just know it. I'm detached from that thought. I don't sit there and dream, it's going to happen. It's over. Like, I don't even have to think about it anymore. It's coming to me already. It's already being built, or it's, whatever happens is the guy who's going to sell me the used one is maintaining it right now. It's going to happen. I'm going to hit $100 million in my lifetime. These things are going to happen. And again, if no one's laughing at your plans, then you're just not big enough. Yeah, if people aren't laughing at where you're going to be, you tell them where you're going to be, and they're not laughing at you, then your plans just are not big enough, man. People should spit out their coffee when you tell them what you're going to do with your life. They should be like, pfft. And that's why it's important being around the right people, too. Being around the right people will support your big dreams. Being around the wrong people will laugh at your big dreams. Today we're in chop. I'm not going to tell you I know exactly what's going to happen on the 1 minute time frame. Possible double bottom back up. Possible symmetrical trying back down. I don't know what they're going to do. It could go either way. It's 50-50 right now. It's choppy on Monday morning. What I will tell you is I'll take the model if we get back above the 200. That's it. That's my model. And again, I have a plan. I want to talk about that. Do you have a plan? And we went over that earlier today. Do you know what you're going to trade when you wake up that day? I know exactly what I should trade. Like, I trade a bear flag touching the 21 above the 200. I trade a bull flag above the 200. I am already looking for the high probability plays that I've backtested in my life. I put a lot of years of discipline into that to make it happen. It's not easy. It takes a lot of time. All right. So, all right, and when you make a trade, so here's the deal. The top 5 reasons people are losing their trades. Number 1, they don't have a model. They haven't disciplined themselves enough to trade over and over again. They say, but I can't. I lose money. I said, that's why we demo trade. Say, but I don't take it seriously when I demo trade. Then you don't take yourself seriously. You ever played pickleball with a friend? You ever played a sport with a friend that you weren't going to get paid for, but you still wanted to win? Right? There was a will to win, right? Use that same will when you're trading. Hey, how about this? Have a friend and you both demo trade together. And at the end of the week, see who has a better P&L. Make it fun. You know what I'm saying? Make it a competition. That way you have something. It's because I guess when I play sports, I tend to get competitive. So maybe that's what we need. Maybe we all need that. So if you can, sometimes it's hard, but maybe someone in the trading group say, hey, I just started. I'm going to demo trade this week. Would you be my demo trading buddy? Will you share your P&L at the end of the month? At the end of the week, I want to see if I could beat you or you could beat me. And make it friendly. Don't be rude to each other. Push each other to be great. And that's the plan, right? So. And again, then you go from there. Wow, silver up $180, man. We are ripping. We're ripping. Look at this thing. Look at that trade, up 15%. And I only used $1,000. I mean, that's crazy. Silver just gone. Guan, as we say. Guan, baby, guan. And this thing looks like it could continue to go to the upside. So there's a live trade made on the channel. I made 160. I made 14% off $1,100. Using what? 20x lev. I think that's the most you can use on silver. Exactly. I put the work in so I knew I would win 100%. I like that. I put the work in so I knew I would win. Exactly. Everyone says, like, part of winning is deserving that you got to deserve it. You got to believe you deserve it. That's part of winning. Part of becoming successful is believing you deserve it. Okay? Now, I used to believe I didn't deserve it, so of course I wasn't going to get it. I was in great positions. I had the connections, the people, but I personally did not believe I deserved it. So did it happen? No, it didn't. My belief system ruined great opportunities for me in my life. And it taught me that if I believe something, it's going to happen for me. Also, there's also times where there's opportunity and you got to take advantage of it. Like, say I'm on a YouTube channel and someone invites me on their YouTube channel. It's bigger than mine. They say they'd like to interview me. But then I get drunk all night and don't show up the next morning and I forget about it. I'm not saying I would do that. I'm just, you know what I mean? And then bang, that's a missed opportunity. There is times where, like, your momentum, your belief, so, and then you get an opportunity. You want to capitalize on that. I wake up every day, dress right, boom. If I got an opportunity out of nowhere, hey, could you be on this show? We're doing an interview. Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll cancel everything to be there. You know what I mean? So how bad do you want it to? The universe knows how bad you. So the number one reason people are losing their trades is they don't have a system or a model in place. They haven't demo traded. You got to demo trade because demo trading teaches you to let you find a model. Without demo trading, you'll never find a model. You could replicate mine over and over again, but you're going to have to demo trade it at least and get in the mood with it. So the number one reason you're losing your trades is you haven't demo traded enough. The number two reason you're losing your trades is you're not using a stop loss. You're watching too many people that don't use stop losses. You think it's cool. You're hearing them, no stop loss and laugh out loud and all this stuff, and you think it's funny. And maybe they're just making a joke and they might be more serious, but you take it seriously. And so by not using a stop loss, you're constantly in limbo because when you don't use a stop loss and the trade goes below, you're going to hold it now because you're not sure what's going to happen. Before, you would have been stopped out. The decision would have been made for you. You would have had to have moved on. Moving on is the best thing you can do in a trade because the trade's over now. It doesn't take up your brain. If you're in a trade and you go 1,000 for 5,000, you get stopped out and you lose the $1,000, you learn your lesson, you move on. But if you open end and you're down 2,000 now and you just sit there in an open-ended trade, it eats at your brain. It eats at your subconscious mind. It takes up your emotions. It takes up your time. People don't talk about how much wasted energy is in and when a trade sits there. And this what's what happens when you don't use a stop loss. So not only do you probably lose the trade 90% of the time when you don't use a stop loss, but it wastes a lot of your time and energy too because you're focused on it all the time. When you set a stop loss and a take profit, you check on it, you make sure it's either there or there. When you're in the green, you move the stop loss into break even. Here, when you don't have a stop loss, you can't move the stop loss into break even. So when I get into a trade, stop loss here, take profit up here, we get a huge spike out of nowhere. And you're not home. Or you decide whatever. Or you're just like, now you're like, what do we do? Now you have to go and make a stop loss, get it, then put it into position. If you already have the stop loss, you can just go right to the trade and move it right up into position and go back to doing what you're doing. So if you don't have a stop loss, you can't move it into break even or into profit. And you're more likely to have the trade eat a lot of your mind alive. Number three, the third reason most people are losing most of their trades. They're over leveraged. They're trading with 47x leverage when they should only be able to trade at like 3 or 5. Like they can't handle the leverage they're trading at. And this is a caveat to this is when they do this, okay? When they do this, what they're also doing is they're not realizing their stop loss because sometimes they're doing this over leverage with a stop loss, but the stop loss is below the liquidation level. So they're going, 100 for 300, and they're going at 81 to 86,000, but their liquidation their stop loss is at 81.5. Their liquidation is at 82,000. It's very important when you trade, you put on the confirmation box. You want confirmation. I want to see where that is. Weeks puts it up immediately. I see it. I know where it is on MEXC. But it's basically when I open up a trade, it's going to show me, hey, this is your liquidation. This is the levels. This is what you should be paying attention to. You see? So those are the top 3 reasons I see people losing most of their trades. Okay? I would replay that if you're having trouble. And I would begin step by step with solving each of, open up an account on Weeks today and start the demo trade. Look, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. Finally, hey, we stopped the pain for today. We could have found the daily bottom there at 84,000. Maybe the dump is over for now. All right. Exactly. I recently stopped out on all the capital holding the trade for 1 month. Please give me some advice for my new capital trades. I can't give you advice. Yeah, I'm not here to give you advice. I'm here to teach you education that you can use for yourself. All right. And to show you probabilities that play out day in and day out. This is a reality TV show of a trader's life. I'm just showing you the tips and tools that I use. I don't shill stuff. No one pays me to use nothing. This is the stuff that I like to use. That's it. Like, I like the people at Weeks. I like the team. I like the way they run the company personally. I got to meet the people. Everyone seems happy. It's a good company. So, I like them. I got to know them. I researched all these different exchanges. I want to feel the energy behind the exchange. I want to see who's running it. I want to know what's up. I got to meet the CEO of BTCC. Seems like a great guy. He's been working hard. He wants to see it go. He's going to put a lot of money behind his product. He likes his business. Right? So I meet these people. I talk to them. I find out who they are, what they do, what makes them tick. So we're in shop here for Bitcoin. You got to just assume we're going lower. And I'm not going to say much more about it. I can talk about it till I'm blue in the face, right? Let's jump on into the super chats here if there's any. People get tight with their funding around these times. How do you feel about altcoins? I appreciate you. We went over that in depth, right? Lifer, what's a good demo trading? Weeks is amazing. Weeks is amazing. So I would check out Weeks and demo trade on Weeks. The link right there. Sign up to Weeks today to demo trade. Yeah. Sam, what's the first reason for losing trades? Go back and watch it again later on today. All right. I talked about it like more than once. Yeah. I will not put on tap shoes and dance for you. No, but it's funny. That's what I had a math teacher. I had a math teacher that if you just she did that. She did the three things. And then you're like, what was the first one again? And she's like, I will not put on tap shoes and dance for you. Slavery is over. Basically saying you had your time to pay attention. I'm not gonna be your push pull pig. I'm not saying that's me. That's you. I'm messing with you. There was such a funny thing that you did. I'll always remember. And honestly, I don't even remember the first day. The first thing was, you'd have to go back to the tape, man. Yeah. Number one, people are, they don't have a model. They haven't demo traded. That was the number one thing. They haven't demo traded enough because they don't have a model. You got to demo trade and find your model. You're looking for a model. You're not even looking for to be amazing at trading. You're just looking for something that you can find over time. You're exploring. With demo trading, you're exploring. You're seeing what's out there. You don't know what's out there. How the heck can you find out what's the best? You got to see all the different trades you could take and then find out which ones work for you. Which ones you like. You might fit into a better pocket. I like that Dance Monkey song. It's a good song. Dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey, da da da. I never seen someone dance the way you do before. Not knowing when to take a loss and walk away is my main reason for losing, but I can't seem to stop myself from making the same mistake over and over again. And see, that means there's something about desire and desire. You don't deserve it. See, that has everything to do with see, that's your subconscious mind and your ego. You don't believe you're worth it, so you don't get it. You understand? Wow, look at the Adam and Eve playing out technically. That's why I tell everyone rebuilding the subconscious mind is just as important as learning how to trade. Because I can see someone who's good at trading that doesn't believe they're worth it. They don't think they're worth becoming a millionaire. They're not going to become I don't care how good they come at trading. They will sabotage it every single time. And there they go after those shorts to the upside there. Bang. And again, I did not open up a short. I did say it did look likely, but I don't like Monday morning trading, man. It's sketchy business. Let's get above the 200, get a flag going, and let me catch my model. I'll trade the model all day, baby. Kind of had the model right here, though, on the 1 minute. Didn't play out. On the short side. Should take this away because it looks like I shorted, but I was just going over an idea. Then I went on my tangent about the 3-8. Pride comes before the fall. Yeah, the massive alt trauma will prevent any alt season even at perfect conditions. Yeah, I think the word alt season should be kind of tossed out, man. It's over, man. A smart individual would move on. Someone who's trying to sell you something is going to keep telling you there's some alt season because they don't know what else to do. Their whole business is based on alt season. My business is based on us making money no matter what. We can long short gold. We can long short silver. We can long short Bitcoin. We can trade any asset in the world. We don't have to trade altcoins. They're great. They're a speculative asset. If they get hot, let's take advantage. But dang, we don't have to live and die on the altcoin shore. You know what I mean? We don't have to go to altcoin island and get wrecked. We don't have to be shipwrecked on Altcoin Island for the rest of our lives. We could be the one trading group that actually finds a way out while everyone else is still stuck on altcoins. Doesn't mean I'm not holding a few alts, right? 86,250, brother. Yeah. Yeah, 85.9 too. You want to take some profits. To me, it's about, can we get above the 200 moving average now? And so I always have like 2 or 3 charts open. Then I have the chart that I'm looking at. So here we are on weeks, and you can see kind of a shoulder, head, right shoulder there starting to form as well. Hey, that could save the day. And again, that was a fast move down. We could get back to 91,000. Get back above the 200, and we could be right back to where we were again. I mean, anything is possible. These are the best money I ever spent with Sam's class. I can't believe you're saying that. He's the best money he ever spent, like in his whole life, on anything, was the class. Best money he ever spent was Sam's class. Yeah. 4 hour trying to create the tweezer bottom. The sad truth is that you don't keep money in crypto for longer than one day. The more you keep, the more you use. The Bitcoin will not always be increasing in value in time like they lie to you. Oh, that guy's real down on his luck there. What's the safest long-term way to buy gold without actually buying it? I mean, you could buy PAXG, which is a coin attached to Bitcoin. I mean, attached to gold. It's called PAXG. Probably store it in a hardware wallet if you wanted. You could buy gold that way. Alt season is a legend of the past. Only OGs will be able to tell the tale of alt season. I know, right? Remember back in the day when we used to 100x Safe Moon? It ended March of 2024. And then when Trump put out Trump coin, that was it. You say whatever you want, supporter or non-supporter, whatever you want to be. I don't want to get into that, but that was the end, man. That was it. It stole all the liquidity from all. That was a black swan for the altcoins, and they never came back. RWA never came back. It never came back. Yeah. Is that all the money to join the Discord yet? But daily live streams. I'll tell you something. This may sound rude and pompous, and I don't know if I should say it because it might come across wrong. But I wanted so much for my life. I had 3 daughters. I wanted each of them to go to a great school. I wanted each of them to have a great life, right? I wanted each of them to never want for nothing and to be happy. If $100 was tough for me a month, you think my 3 daughters would have a lot? No. So if $100 was really hard for me to obtain, if I couldn't get $100 a month for something extra, for a trading group or something, it's going to be very hard to be there for my kids, right? So you should figure out that $99 a month thing real fast. There's got to be a way. I don't care where you live. There's online opportunity. There's got to be a way that you can afford the Discord. And again, maybe you can't. I'm not trying to make people buy my services. My thing is fine. Put the 99 to something else. Just like, is 99 really that hard for you? Dang. The world must be way tougher than I thought, man. But I figured out how to make $99 when I was a kid parking cars in the summer, man. You know? So if $100 is hard for you, life is going to be very hard for you. Like, very hard. Like, it's going to be a tough life. I tell my daughter that. Like, she complains sometimes, and I'm like, man, if $20 is hard for you, I was like, you're going to have a tough life. Like, she cries sometimes over things that aren't that big of a deal. I'm like, if that makes you cry, I'm like, get ready to cry over everything that ever happens to you, because, man, someone said the silver call is paying the bills. I mean, up 250, 21%. I mean, it's ripping. It's absolutely ripping. The entry was gold. We bought the breakout, for crying out loud, and we still got it. Gold also pumping. We're up a nice $500 in silver and gold. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. We had our alt season. Made me sick when people said we did not have alt season. Fat bought 32 cents, sold at 340. J-Link bought at 5, sold at 28. Chronos 3, sold at 36. Bang, man. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I got a message from someone said, hey, I got into Bitcoin super early. I sold. You changed my life. Crypto lifer. I became a millionaire. Your trading group was helped me get there. So, yeah. Wow. Silver booming to the upside. We're up 290 on the call now on the day. Hey. Sol was great for a while. Sol hit hard too. Yeah. I don't think you can buy her happiness. I don't see how a better school buys happiness, especially... What are you talking about? You don't make any sense. You can't buy anybody's happiness, my friend. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I lived in Spanish Harlem, and she could walk to school in the ghetto and, you know, have to walk by crackheads, and or she could get driven into a nice private school in Florida. I mean, it's two different things. So it's up to you, man. I lived in Spanish Harlem. I had to walk by crackheads. So I don't know. It's up to you. Yeah, there are different ways to raise your kids. Okay? And I'm just saying, hey, I'm not saying money buys happiness, but it definitely can position you in a better place than others and help you in many ways. The show is international, bro. Most don't have the same opportunity as us. Yeah. Even if Bitcoin is down, I feel this is one of the best streams. Really opened my eyes today. Thank you. Sam crashed the market, but I told you not to long altcoins. I told you every time I longed an altcoin, I lost money. When it came to leverage trade. Every single time, man. That's why I never do it. So funny. Look, it happened again. Exactly like it was supposed to. So it's like I long Chainlink and it was over. Yeah. He ain't lying. Shout out to the Golden God. Yeah. 90K liquidity grabs back to 78. That all-time high. Yeah, I lived in Spanish Harlem. I lived in, you know, pretty close to like the projects, across the street actually from the projects. And no offense, I mean, it wasn't the worst. It could have been, you know, was it, you know, but I'm just saying, and I've also lived in a gated community in Florida. Like, I've had a lot of the people who lived in this gated community never lived where I lived in Spanish Harlem and never lived in the Queens. And I've seen it all. I just want a coconut tree and a banana tree and a Point Break. That sounds amazing. If you're new and finding the stream, congrats to a new life. The best stream on YouTube. Thank you for saying that. And honestly, I want everyone to know I am a YouTuber, live streamer. I do trade. I'm always trading. It's live trading, but I'm really showing mindset. And I became a successful, YouTuber, online streamer because I showed up every single day. And I stayed positive and I stayed disciplined when most people collapsed. And so remember, if you can be disciplined and positive, you're going to be above the competition. There is competition out there. There's definitely people doing what you're doing. But don't stress. Most people are going to collapse in the hardest times. So if you can push through the hardest times, you're going to be the winner. That's it. And how do you push through the hardest times? You keep your mind strong. You keep your mind strong. Right? So that gets tighter too. That could get all the way at, 86,881. All right. I was raised in a war zone. That doesn't mean I stayed there 100%. Hey, good for you, brother. Some people never get out. All right. Just a tool for what you really wanted to need. Yes, exactly. Money is called freedom tokens. They're just tools. Money is a tool. 100%. That's all. Money is a tool to help you get from one place to the other in any way you're getting. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's, maybe you're moving and you need to pay for your move. Remember, there's opportunity every day. Look, we're finding gains in silver while the rest of the market's not too good. That actually might come back down strong too. It's a little divergence there. I like to hold this long term on the daily. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Actually, I want to look at the DXY. More importantly, the dollar right now and see what the dollar's doing. Strong dollar today. The dollar getting a pump back to the upside. And look at this. I mean, the dollar looking mean and clean. Look at that. It is the 1 minute, but I see a pump on the 1 minute for the dollar. So they were dumping. Funny, dollar was dumping with Bitcoin. Now it's back up again. It got a reversal this morning. Bit of a double bottom there. Got above the 200 moving average. This is my signal. Look, it happens on everything. You get a flag. You touch the 21 above the 200, pump. Touch the 21 above the 200, pump. So it looks like you could probably short the Japanese yen right now on the dollar, right? Let's take a look. I never know where to actually short this stuff. There, but see, I mean, there it is. Look, it lost the 1 minute, 200 moving average. That was a nice dump. So just to see the bottom, double bottomed and dump. And so look, if the dollars are going to continue to dump here, to pump, then the yen is going to dump. And then the carry trade is over. See, the carry trade was for years, the Japanese banks had low interest rates. So you could take your American dollars, basically move them into yen, and then you could go, or you could actually, you could borrow yen from a Japanese bank, and then you could move them to American dollars and then put them into the market. Right? And basically you had to go back and get that loan back from and you got it at a very cheap interest rate, and you're able to put a lot of money into the market. But that's stopping now. You can't get Japanese yen as cheap as you used to. So that's going to also put a halt on the liquidity. Everyone thinks more liquidity is coming in, but it's less liquidity now. That's something no one's talking about. And so the carry trade, that was called the carry trade. You could carry, but it was called the carry trade because you could carry that low interest into another investment. That's why, that's the idea. It was called the carry trade. So that carry trade is kind of done. You see what I mean? And that's kind of stressful, right? Because that means that less people can get access to less money at a cheaper rate. And they're not going to put as much money into risk on assets, right? Anyway, this Japanese yen trade looks like it's going to dump against the dollar a couple pips. You do whatever makes you happy, but that looks likely. I could be wrong. I'm not 100%, but it looks likely. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. And honestly, actually Tether dominance. Man, that's ripping. Just like we said, we didn't want to see that do. If that starts to rip, that's not going to be good for Bitcoin and altcoins. And look at that thing just ripping. Can it make a right shoulder? But no, it looks like it's pumping. You see? You needed that right shoulder. This thing pumps. Look, it's above the 1 hour 200, making a big move. I'd see a flag here. So I honestly, this is building up for a big dump tonight for Bitcoin. And people are going to start tethering up more than they already have. Even more tether. And it's already at 6%. So 6.43. 6.47. I bought a silver piece dollar back for my daughter for $60 last night to celebrate silver's pump. That's so cool, man. They're dubbing this puppy. They don't care about a double bottom. Oh, yeah. Sam, I'm sorry. Normally, I'm very supportive of you and your teachings. However, you should be humiliating your supporters. Some can't afford. I'm not humiliating everybody. Yeah. You guys you're oversensitive to me. My dad was hard on me. I'm just telling you the facts. I'm not humiliating people. When I tell the facts and people get humiliated, that's not me being me. I gotta confront you, Carrie. Yeah. Like, you gotta be real. You gotta be real with people, Carrie. You gotta be real with people. The world is a huge world. There's opportunity all around this place. Okay? There's some kid from a third world country who's going to end up wealthier than me because he believes that anything is possible. That he makes $100 isn't a lot to him. You got to change your mindset, Carrie. Paying a bill or getting food because they want so badly to be a part of your group. Is that right, Sam? You need to check yourself, please. No, I'm not. I'm telling you, it's not. You're taking it this way. You're taking it. Sam saying if you can't make $100, you're worth. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this is the world we live in. It's up to you whether you want to be that hard or not. I'm not telling you. It's up to you whether you want to be that hard or not. Who here thinks that they could? Who here thinks $100 is achievable? They could definitely make it. They could get into the trading group. Who believes that in their lifetime they could easily start making an extra $100, and if they wanted to join the trading group, they could. Put a 333 if you believe that. Put a 444 if you believe it's impossible, and you're from a poor country and it's just not going to happen for you, and you just don't think you can ever get there. Let's see what do we get through? How many 333s and how many 444s do we get? What do people think? So, Kerry, you want everyone to say 444 right now and not believe in themselves. I want everyone to say 333. See, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay? Hard truths help if you can't handle it 100%. 100%. If you're planning on trading $100 to learn is nothing, somebody said. 100%. Someone says, I believe it won't happen for everybody. Yeah. People don't like the truth. Most people live on delusion. Blame others is what 99% of people do. They don't buy the top, they sell low, and then attack. Funny. Again, I'm never leaving the group. I love you, man. And 100%. And again, Kerry, that's why we also randomly give the group away to people all the time. You know, when we see someone that's struggling, we see someone, I say, hey, you know, and we'll do that in the next few weeks. We will. Because I know there are people that are struggling. And that's why I feed people around the world, Kerry. I feed poor people, man. All right. I do more things than you would ever believe, right? Yeah. That's another thing, too. I quit drinking alcohol. How many people live in a third world country that still drink alcohol, but claim they can't afford something? You know what I mean? It's time to get our priorities right. It's time to get ourselves situated. It's time to get ourselves disciplined and focused. 100%. Yeah. It only happens if you want it. Somebody said, you are the key to success. Yeah. I learned a long time ago, you must have thick skin in the family here. And reality is you will not always agree with each other and real friends. Yeah, 100%. You don't want yes men in your life. Yeah. And Sam gives away knowledge for free every single day. 100%. Yeah. Who drives Lambo is always... You're funny, man. Alcohol is not your friend. No, it is not. It seems like it. I still get a little whisper in my ear that says, man, just a couple beers will be great, Sam. Just have a couple. Just like old times. You'll be fine. Because it's only been since, I think, 2000... I'm pretty sure 2021. November, that Thanksgiving of 2021. Pretty sure that was the Thanksgiving. Yeah, that Thanksgiving, I rented a house for my family. We had a good time. I had a couple glasses of wine. I spit them out. I was like, man, what am I doing? And that was the day I just kind of started. And next thing you know, a month, then 2 months, then 3 months. Then I went somewhere and said, the words came out of my mouth. No, I don't drink. As it came out of my mouth, I was like, what? You don't drink? Like, of course you drink. You've been drinking your whole life. Been drinking since I was 15. You know? But I just had enough. I just had enough. Yeah. I just had enough. And I knew it was time to move on. You know? And yeah, I still miss it sometimes. I still think the night would be funner if I just had a couple beers and, you know, the devil whispers into my ear and it all seems great. But I just, you know, I want to feel the pain. I want to feel the hardness. I want to go up and down with life. I used to run from you know, I didn't do something I knew I should have done. I'd drink it and, oh, well, now I don't have to feel that. You know, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that. Sorry I'm late. Great to be back here. Shout out to Bitcoin Bunker, man. We love you, brother. It's not for everyone, Sammy, but some do, and it's okay if you have a balanced approach. Yeah, it's exactly. 8 years. Wow. God bless you, Cody. That's so awesome, brother. So look at this, a rejection by the 200 moving average back inside the pattern. So it was a fake out, break back inside, and then it's going to dump you. So you got to assume you're going lower, everyone. That's just the key. And remember, I think our best bet is to look at the 1 hour 200 moving average. And hold on here. Yeah, and I'm just looking for that flag later on. That's in the money again. Like I keep, you know, we first adjusted it here. It's still in the money. But yeah, I assume this is going to make a descending triangle and roll over. Might take 5-6 hours and then continue down. When the 21 couples into price action, this thing will roll over further down to 78,000. That's what's likely going to happen here for BTC. And Jerry Shabride, it's a blessing. 17 plus years for me. My life has changed drastically. So awesome that you're open about all this. New to your channel this morning. Thank you, Sandy. We love you. You know, I'm just trying to be free, Sandy. That's all. I just talk about whatever makes me free. You know, I love trading, so 90% of the time I'm going to talk about trading on this channel. But it doesn't mean I don't get into my life and who I am. This is a 7-day-a-week channel, and there's 2 hours every day, and sometimes I got to fill the space with something other than the charts, right? Charts dumping in our face sideways all day. We've been between 84.3 and 84.5 for an hour, so... yeah. I took a sip of wine and knew it was not a good idea. I made a chicken marsala with some and poured it out. Hey, God bless you. When I lived in Mexico, I had friends and still talk about getting ahead, but every weekend without fail, they are drinking and just hanging out. Everybody wants No one sacrifices. Yeah. A lot of people do want the beautiful things in life. They want to pull up in the Escalade. They want to pull up in the Range Rover, right? They want to have that house on the beach. They want to have the perfect, the kitchen from the magazine. They want the pool in the back. They want to live in the gated communities, but they don't want to bust their butt. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to be without for a long time. They don't want to know what it's like to work 7 days a week. This weekend, I worked all Saturday. I worked for 7 hours, 6 hours. I loved every minute of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. But there is discipline involved. To keep momentum, you must maintain discipline. All right, and that's what the Discord's about. If you want to join a Discord that's going to keep you disciplined, that's going to actually formulate your life to stay inside some type of structure, every single day, someone to count on, a mentor to push you, I'm there. 7 days a week. Like, invest in yourself. Jump on in, hang out. Constantly. I was contemplating my alcohol use a lot lately, especially last night. Ironically, you started telling that story about giving it up. And it is weird the night you give it up because everything changes and you're just like, I'm not going to go for a quick beer. I wasn't even the biggest alcoholic. I would go a couple weeks without it. Then I'd go home, see my dad. My dad had stacks. He loved Guinness. So my dad had a fridge full of like 30 Guinnesses. And my parents didn't even care whether I drank or not. I wasn't a big drinker, so they didn't even notice. And I'd be like, oh, cool. And, I'd roll myself a fatty. And then I'd go and drink 5 Guinness. You know what I mean? 3 Guinness. Get a nice little buzz on. I'd be in the backyard. I just got home from New York. I was in the woods in Martha's Vineyard, in Massachusetts. I wanted to relax. But it was always about, you know what I mean? I didn't get drunk all night. I was pretty good about it. But still, it was free alcohol. It was always there. And I just had to say no, man. For me, personally, it's going to sound strange. I started getting diarrhea a lot. It started messing with my stomach. Every time I drank, I got some type of stomach problem. Stomach diarrhea, pains, even just the farts. I know it's gross, but just, I said enough is enough with this stuff. I'm done, man. I'm not doing it anymore. So anyway, I see Bitcoin collapsing further to the downside. I see a descending triangle beginning to form. There's a chance it makes an inverted head and shoulder, and it saves the day. We'll see it. We'll see 2 right shoulders, and the structure will change, and then we'll trade it. Hopefully the 5 minute will get above the 200. The 1 minute will get above the 200 moving average. Things will change. Until then, we're bearish. We got rejected by the 200. We're making kind of a shoulder, head, right shoulder there. So I see the 1 hour further to the downside. So my last saying is I see more downside for Bitcoin. As I sign off at 12:02. There is a bull div. There seems to be we're attempting to bottom, but it doesn't look strong. And the trend is not our friend if you're a bull. The trend's your friend if you're a bear. So we should stay bearish and continue the bearish trend. And that takes us down to about $77,000, $78,000 BTC. And it looks like that'll happen, I'd say, somewhere by 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. We start the dump. You can hold shift down and go sideways here. And it says in about 10 hours, we start the dump. It might be 6 hours, somewhere between 10 and 6 hours, 6 and 10 hours. All right. Is Galaxy a real platform? I don't know. Don't worry about Kari. She's doing fine, y'all. She feels the hunger and the clothes. The poor, check your assumptions. Yeah. Now, I love everybody out there, and I apologize if I maybe offended someone the wrong way. I never mean to do that, but I do talk seriousness. I do talk like the way Jim Rohn's talked to me, and Jim Rohn didn't always put it in the nicest perspective. All right? So, everybody, I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you. Don't ain't no more. Money is a drug. Making money is my. Poor people just talk about making it. That's it. It's fantasy to them, not something that they have to do. They have to do without an option. It was never too much to pay for a lifetime of greatness. My dad always tells me, you will have your chance. Just keep on doing what you do. I have 40,000 Fluky locked up. I'm in South Africa. Hey, God bless you, brother. Keep going, Ashley. Sam, we appreciate you. I was married to an alcoholic. I didn't drink 20 years, but not my issue. I just don't like being out of control on any level. Amen. Carrie is awesome. I don't know her personally, but she's here a lot for a female also. God bless you. We love you, Carrie. Thank you. Probably pissed her off. I hope I didn't. Everyone, I love you. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. I feel like we went all the way to the end. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for a blessed day. Bitcoin did kind of collapse there to the downside. And now at least we found the bottom for the moment. And we'll see. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Remember, last chance for the Black Friday sale today. Right now, I don't think I go live again. Maybe I'll go live tonight one more time. But last chance, Black Friday sale. Jump on in. 222-777s for the annual or the quarterly. It's amazing. Jump on in today. It'll blow your mind. Every single day. We have an awesome course in there. Last minute, what do you get for getting in there? I have this cool thing right here called the content directory, right? And in there, it's basically an entire course. It's like when, it tells you times when people, when the markets are open between London, the different sessions, London, New York, Asia. This is a leverage class, teaches you about leverage and like how to use it, how it changes your liquidation and all that. Really good. And then it's just all my stuff like, book map webinar, TradingView shortcuts, setting up your TradingView tools, and, setup stuff. And then this goes from Fibonacci, the VRVP, fractals, stochastics, candlesticks, Bitcoin dominance, support and resistance, measured moves, the death cross, understanding gaps, right? The cup and handle, wedges and triangle patterns, price action moves, trend analysis, rising wedges, measured moves that are most accurate, the inverted head and shoulder, double bottoms, triangle patterns, the diamond pattern explained. So much at your fingertips. The second you pay $99, that's right there for you, or less than $2 a day if you take the deal. On top of that, I'm posting a video every single morning and every single night. Like this morning, you got a video update at 8:49 in the morning explaining what I saw for Bitcoin, as well as my live stream last night. And then we shorted the market last night. I also do an update in the morning, like, early bird style, and show you what's happening. These are all my ideas, tips, and tricks. Anything I see happening throughout the day. Look, I saw this flag on the 28th at 9 in the morning. Flag broke out for gains. It was awesome. It was Thanksgiving. I ended up making $1,000 in 15 minutes. Anyway, so this is all at your fingertips. It's here for you. Jump on in. And on top of all that, I teach class the last Saturday of every month. It's only $150. I teach what people are charging thousands of dollars. I give you a PowerPoint, a checklist, a bunch of things to take home as well that you get emailed to you a couple days after the class. So, Carrie, you're an amazing woman. We love you. Everyone here loves you. Look at all the people that are calling you out and telling you that they love you. It's amazing. So I hope we didn't lose a lifer today. I hope we got everyone together. So this is the worst card of the show, the closing. We need a Sammy podcast. I see Sammy in the near future getting interviewed by Joe Rogan. I met his cousin, this woman I met recently. Crazy story. I'm cleaning my garage. I'm cleaning the Lambo a little bit. All by myself the other night. My wife was like out with the kids and she was on the way back. And some woman just parks her car and comes out of nowhere. She's like, "Hi, I'm Joe Rogan's cousin," she says. And she starts telling me, and I won't say who she is. She says she might even listen to the stream. And she starts telling me a little bit about herself. I tell her, we have a great conversation. She seems very cool. So you never know, man. Maybe she'll put a word in for Joe, and you'll see me on the show one day, and they'll say, "How did you do a live stream for 1,800 days straight without a day off? How have you done?" That'd be something worth talking. I think that's worth talking about. It's Tom Brady status, Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for a wonderful live stream. I'll catch you on the flip side. God bless. And thank you so much. Cyber Monday, CryptoLifer.com.